promised, the microphone and the receiver for the microphone are charged. So we should be good. We should be good to go right now. Uh, Hopefully. I mean, I haven't really checked it or anything, but the light was off, and so I just assume that means that we're good to go. But all right. So, anyways, what a whirlwind here. I think I'm gonna go to. I think I'm gonna go to my home away from home, not EOS. I'm going to the other gym. I think I'm gonna go there and hit this squat there. Just I don't know, just because it feels right. I don't know. I will probably have less. Sorry, I had to grab my headphones before they slid into the crevice of the unknown over there. I probably have less spotter possibilities here. I'm really banking on the owner being there, and then like one other guy. That's all I need. you know, I'm really banking on that setup happening, and there's just no way to know for sure if that's actually what's going to happen or not. So I don't know. You know, I could be left spotterless, in which case, I'm gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to remember how to bail out from underneath the barbell. Hold on. Ooh, sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna have to remember how to bail out from underneath the barbell. I don't think I've ever bailed from a squat. Hopefully today is not the first time that will be the case, that I'll break my streak, but you never really know. So we're just gonna hope and pray that today is not that day. Um, I'd much rather just have a spot. I can't explain the level of confidence that you have when I'm like competing at a meet, when I'm competing in a powerlifting meet in years past, and you step up to hit a PR on whatever it is, squat, bench, and you got like, dude, there's like 5 dudes that are just surrounding you, and you feel so safe and so secure, knowing that virtually, I mean, I want to say nothing can go wrong, but that they've got you. There's, depending on the weight that you're lifting, they kind of adjust the number of spotters as needed. But I think at a minimum, you got 3 people spotting you on squat and 3 people, well, maybe not 3 people on bench. I think at a minimum you have one spotter on bench and 3 on squat. So you got one dude who's like, I don't know, center spotting you on bench. And then you've got just like a normal spot, like how you would spot someone in the gym on bench. And then on squat, you've got the back spotter. So there's a guy standing behind you whose job it is to kind of like reach around and like keep your chest up, grab you here. And then you have one dude on each side of the bar as well. And the level of confidence that comes with knowing that you are very well spotted by dudes who are familiar with how to do it, because it's a meet, it's a competition, right? Like they have to know what they're doing. They can't rob you of a lift, or they have to be efficient at it. So you step in there knowing that you're covered. You're covered. If something goes wrong, you're covered. And I mean, you see dudes who are squatting way more than I am, who have like some sort of injury happen mid squat, where they hamstring gets injured, quad gets injured, something happens, and these dudes will literally just like pick them up, right? Granted, if you hit a certain threshold, and I don't know what that threshold is, but there's a certain threshold for squats where you end up having 2 people on each side of you and 1 person behind you. So that's a total of 5 people spotting you. I remember watching my brother squat one time. I don't remember how much he was squatting. It was over 500 pounds. And he had 5 people spotting him. And I just, there's just a level of comfort that comes in that, with walking in and knowing that you've got a good spot ready to go. Walking up to that bar adds a little bit more confidence to your lift. So, I mean, as does any spot, really. That's the whole purpose of a spot, Do I think that I'm going to fail my squat today? I don't think so. I don't think so. But knowing that I have a spot there, someone to help catch me if I should fail it, it adds confidence, and it should. You should be confident in your spotters. That's what they're there for. They're there to make sure that you don't fucking hurt yourself, and that you can safely re-rack the bar and not have 400, 500, 600 pounds just fall on top of you, because that would fucking kill you. So, or seriously injure you, if not kill you. So, yeah. Anyways, all that to say, it's just there's a level of confidence that comes with having a spot, and I think that's valuable. And I think that all gyms moving forward should have people on staff on standby to act as spotters when you need them. They're just like sitting in the corner like gym employees, they're sitting in the corner just waiting for their time, like the towel draped over their head, listening to like motivational music in their headphones, just in their zone, waiting for you to walk up and be like, hey bro, do you mind giving me a spot on this real quick? And they rip the towel off like they've been waiting their whole life for this exact moment. Like, I got you, bro. I got you. Let's do this. Come on. Just a thought. So if you're a gym owner and you're listening to this, just, give it a thought. Let me know what you think. Anyways, enough about whatever the hell I've been talking about for the last 5 minutes. Yeah, so squats today, I have the option of doing 200 or 202 and a half. 200 kilos would be 441, and 202 and a half would be 446. So leaning towards 202 and a half, honestly, just because it's closer to 445. It's 1 pound away versus 4 pounds away. Also leaning towards 200 because it's undershooting, and it would leave some in the tank theoretically for a max attempt. But I think regardless we'll be fine, because there's a week in between this one and my max attempt where we're squatting like really light. So that should give my body all the time it needs to sort of shake the fatigue out and prime itself to express some decent strength feats of strength, if you will. Or should I say some absolutely mid feats of strength. So I'm just torn. I don't know. Part of me wants to do 440 or 441. So that'd be 200 kilos. Part of me wants to do 446 just because not just because it's closer to 445, but also that would be a PR. That'd be a 1 pound PR, baby. And we live for those incremental PRs, those PRs where you slap a half a kilo change plate on each side of the barbell, lift it, and you're like, hell yeah, bro, I just hit a 1.5 pound PR. Which when you get to my stage of lifting, what I would say is I'm an intermediate to advanced lifter, I would say. I don't think I'm quite to the advanced level yet, but I would definitely say that I am an experienced intermediate. And when you get to that level, and even beyond the level that I'm at, those gains are really what you're fighting for. You don't walk into the gym and put on a 50-pound PR anymore. It's like a 1.5 pound PR, or like, something just really tiny that you're having to really fight for. But it's it is what it is. That's the kind of shit you have to fight for in the gym whenever you get to my level. It's not as fun anymore, because you're not walking into the gym on any given Tuesday and putting up a 15-pound PR on bench. It's like, I've hit this before. Can I do it again? And then you hit the same weight, and it's slightly easier, and you're like, hell yeah, bro, what a win that is. So just what you have to look forward to, I guess, as you get more and more experienced in the gym. It's less about adding weight and more about just lifting. It's always about adding weight. I don't want to say it's not about adding weight, but it's just, I've started tracking half reps on some of the exercises that I do, on like leg extensions or bicep curls or whatever the case, any kind of like isolation accessory work like that. You start tracking half reps, because like it gets to be that grueling where like that's how you're tracking gains and progress. It's like last week I did 8 reps at this weight, and now I did like 8.25 reps. So it's progress, you know. That's kind of how you have to play it when you get to a certain point, and you know, it is what it is. As long as the ball is rolling forward, that's really what matters to me the most, is the fact that, we're still making some sort of progress, even if it is a quarter rep at a time. So, yeah, kind of went off on another fucking tangent there. So, oh yeah, 446, right? That's where we were at. What weight to lift? It's going to be a game time decision, I think, and I don't really know yet. I don't know what my last warm up is going to be, but I do know that whatever that last one is, probably going to be like 420 or 424, honestly. And I guess it'd be 419 or 424. And honestly, it's just going to kind of depend on how that moves. It's going to base what my next jump will be. Yeah, it should be interesting. It should be very interesting today. Also, no school in the district again today. So hopefully the gym is not that busy and I actually have the space to lift and do what I need to do in here. That'd be awesome. This gym is never really busy. I mean, it gets busy, but it's not packed. Like, I've seen it busy before where, like, I don't know, it's kind of full, but it's not like overcrowded full, like a commercial gym might be, So, but yeah, we're gonna go in here. We're gonna do what we can to kind of, I don't know, eke out a PR. Maybe we'll see. I guess that's the beauty of choosing this gym over EOS, is that I have the potential to hit a PR here today, a numbers PR, like a weight PR. So, well, I'm getting ready to pull in here, so I'm going to cut it off now, and we're going to go inside, get warmed up, and we'll be under the bar before you know it. So wait a few seconds, and then, come squat with me. Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
Just one. You got enough?
Yeah, you're good.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks, man.
Sir, anytime.
Appreciate it,
Sir, sir.
well. Went I don't know. I guess about as expected, honestly. I was like 440, 440.8 or 440.9 or something like that. So we're just gonna call it 441. And yeah, I mean, moved about as well as I thought it would. Was, I guess, secretly deep down hoping for a little bit better. Just like thought I might surprise myself, shock myself in terms of strength that I put on over the last 6 months or so, but was not the case. I might have been able to do 446. Probably could have done 446. The hardest part there was like I hit a wall. I came up out of the hole and hit a wall like halfway up, and so I think that's kind of what the sticking point was. Then ended up grinding it out. The bar kind of rolled forward. I don't know if it's because I like leaned forward, or if it was. It must have been something happened where the bar kind of like rolled forward towards my neck, and so that was a little unsettling. But it wasn't. It didn't move much. It was just one of those things that like would throw you off if you're in the middle of a really heavy single and something like that happens. That's sort of where that's where issues arise. It's little things like that don't go exactly the way you want them to. That's where you throw you off. So, but we got it done. Supposed to attempt 460 at the end of the block. So that's in two weeks from today. Supposed to attempt 460 on squat. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I might attempt 451 and be happy there. I mean, that would be a 1% gain on the block, which is fine. Again, like I talked about earlier, it's kind of what you end up fighting for once you get so far into the block, or so far into training. You've been training for so long, you end up starting to fight for those 1% gains over the course of 12 weeks, 10, 12, 14 weeks. 1% on your lifts is what you aim for, and that's like what you're after. And so, I mean, for me, that's, I'm okay with that, I guess. You got to take those little 1% wins and just be happy they're there. So, so I was looking at my program in the gym just because I was kind of curious what was upcoming and stuff, like what I don't know. I have a tendency to kind of look ahead like that. So basically, what I did not realize was that next Friday, I am attempting a deadlift max. So I don't know where I thought maybe I had one more week before we started attempting maxes, but that is not the case. It is going to be next week. Next week we have deadlift attempts. That next Friday, so like 10 days from today, basically, and we're going to end up attempting. What is written? What is written is 525. I don't think that's going to happen though. Like, I would love it if it did, but I don't think that 525 is going to happen. So we're probably going to just shoot for. Well, how optimistic I am about my own training. It's years of attempting these lifts and missing them that makes me say this. It's not because I'm like pessimistic about the training per se. It's just because I've attempted. 525 has been written for me to attempt on deadlift for 2 years now, and I've missed every attempt I've tried except for one. All right, buddy. I don't know what you're fucking doing, but you were. And I missed every attempt except for one. So that's where my like pessimism comes in, is the fact that it's just historically I have not been able to, and that's that's okay, I guess. Why would you get in this lane and then immediately slow down, dude? So yeah, 460 on squat. The only lift that I feel even remotely good about is bench. My bench, I'm hopeful, and depending on how how next week's lift goes, I'm hopeful that 350 is on the horizon for bench, because that is the lift that's gone the best in my opinion this training cycle. So I think that we are in a good spot for bench to really make some gains, hopefully. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. We'll see. So deadlift max next week. I got 330 on bench on Monday for a single. So there's that. 330 for a single on bench. Squat next week is going to be, it's 4 sets of 1. 310 is what's written, but I mean, let's be real here. I'm probably going to do 315 because it's just cleaner. Why are we going so slow, dude? Like, this is a fucking highway. Sorry. People just like creeping along on this highway, dude. It never makes sense to me. Everybody driving like they fucking, I don't know, old lady status. So we're going to probably do 315. I complain about driver. Everyone sucks at driving but me. Probably going to do 315. 4 sets of 1, 315. And then we're still benching 3 count pause bench. So I think next week it'll be 7 sets of 3, which, yeesh. Then deadlift max attempt next Friday, man. So there's that. You know, we're hopeful. We're hopeful, but we'll see. We'll play it by ear. You know, never can tell. And then the following week, so that following Monday, so like, you know, almost 2 weeks, 13 days from today, we'll do a bench max. We'll do a bench max at 350 is what's written. And that's probably what we'll attempt, just depending on how warm-up goes. We'll kind of play it by ear to get there. And then, you know, depending on how the last warm-up feels, last warm-up I'll probably take it 330 or 335. And then just depending on how that goes, you know, we'll dictate what the actual top set is. You know, we hope for at least 350. That would be pretty dope. And then the following Tuesday, so that would be 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today, we do a squat attempt, squat max, which is what's written, again, 460. What will actually be attempted? 451, maybe 455, depending on how, or whatever the next jump in kilos is. I guess it'd probably be like 456. So we'll see. Maybe I'll shoot for 456 because it's a nice even split between 460 and 451. But based on how things went today, not optimistic for 460. I don't know. Just if 440 had moved a little bit better today and I hadn't hit such a big wall, I might be a little bit more optimistic about hitting 455 or 460 in the next couple weeks. But just seems like, I don't know. We'll see. I guess a lot can change in 2 weeks, you know, especially with like a week off of squatting essentially next week, you know, like where I'm just kind of letting my body shake some of that fatigue out. And I'm hoping that the time in between my deadlift max and my squat session is enough time for my body to shake the fatigue out of that so that we can hit a squat max after a deadlift max, you know. But you think about it, like meet preps, you know, you do these lifts, you spend 10, 12, 14 weeks, whatever it is, prepping for a meet. And then you hit all 3 of these lifts in the same day. And I don't know if that's how I need to play it from now on. Like if I need to just kind of, you know, do a meet prep and then do like basically just a mock meet at the end of the thing. Because it usually works out that way, right? Like doing a mock meet or doing a meet, prepping for a meet, you're hitting 3 1-rep maxes in the same day, right? You're essentially hitting 9 really heavy singles, right? 3 bench, 3 squat, 3 deadlift. Maybe not that many, but, you know, assuming you take all 9 attempts, I mean, that's 9 really heavy lifts in one day. So I feel like there's really no reason that I shouldn't be able to hit 1 really heavy lift on one day, you know, like squat or, you know, bench day. We're hitting bench max today. It's not like I'm doing bench and squat or squat and deadlift. You know, we're doing 1 lift and then we have a couple days off and then we're going to do another lift, you know. But I don't know. The body's weird like that. So who knows? But yeah, and then after that, dude, after that week, so after I attempt bench and squat in 2 weeks, that's it. we go through the motions on day 3 and 4 because they're still written. I think my day 2 bench it's probably toned way down. Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, I don't think it is. I think in 2 weeks I have 8 sets of 3 on 270 3-count pause. I'm pretty sure I do. So I don't know. We'll see though. And then I know for a fact that deadlifts that week are toned way back. It's like 10 sets of 1 at like, I don't know, 270 or less than 300. It's like fucking 50% or some shit. So, yeah, we know that for a fact. All right, I'm going. People driving like shit today, dude. Sorry, it's supposed to be a friggin' channel about other people's driving, but it's like, my God, man, what are y'all doing? Trying to get home, trying to drive anywhere in this city, dude. It's like on the road with the crazies, man. So yeah, after that, I gotta come up with something new to do. I don't know. I'll probably honestly, and probably off season after that, just depending on how these max attempts go and how I'm feeling, I'll probably hit another off season block, and we'll start. Honestly, probably gonna start Hyrox prep again. Gonna start doing some more running. I haven't run in like 2 weeks. Just have been sleeping through alarms. Have not had the discipline to get up on time and go do it. That needs to change. And once I start prepping for Hyrox again, hopefully it does. Hopefully I can dig down and find the discipline to freaking make it happen, because we're gonna need to. But is what it is. We'll start Hyrox prep again. I'll enter into an off-season program where I'm kind of trying to we're doing higher rep work, trying to pack on more muscle, stuff like that. Well, I'll probably be in a deficit at that point. I'm in a pretty large surplus right now. I don't want to say it's a large surplus, but it's the most I've eaten in several years. So I'm at like 3850 calories a day. I'm 6'2", like 215, 220. I haven't weighed myself in months. I have no idea how much I weigh, honestly. Could be more than that, but roughly that's so I'm at 3850 right now, and I think that that's the most again that I've eaten in many months, many years, probably at least 2. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how everything goes with the end of this flock, and then I'll probably take a week off or so, or just kind of go dick around in the gym for a little while, not really do much, just kind of give my body a break after we peak, because I'm feeling it. And then we'll start up on a hypertrophy plan probably, and pick up on a running plan as well, because I need to start prepping for the Hyrox. So yeah, be a lot of intervals, a lot of distance, a lot of intervals. So yeah, that's really it right now, I guess. I don't really have much else to add except, I don't know. Actually, I guess I really don't have anything to add. But, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. I'm about to pull into the house, and we're at, almost 14 minutes now in this video, so this will be another long one. So I guess I'll see you guys back here in a couple days for the 3-count pause bench, and hopefully my shoulder cooperates. It did today. My elbow and shoulder cooperated today, pretty much no pain. It was a little tight getting started. There's a little bit of pain to start off with, but once I got kind of warmed up and started squatting with my warm-up weight, it pretty much dissipated. I didn't have any issues with it today, so I'm pretty happy about that. Hopefully it stays that way for the next 2 weeks. So, but yeah. Anyways, I'm getting ready to pull into the neighborhood, into the house, so I'm going to let you guys go. Hope everybody has a great rest of their day. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I guess until next time, see you guys in a couple days. So until then, be safe, be good, go to the gym.